Hi.
Hi. We are here today to explore used electronic stores inside of the greater Tokyo area.
Yeah.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Zach.
Zach,
Yes.
where are we going to go first?
We're going to start with Shimokitazawa, which is where we're at right now, actually.
It is just a couple stops from Shinjuku on the Oddity line.
Or a couple stops from Shibuya on the KO line.
There's a place here called Hard Off. It's a very special store
Yes.
because they collect used electronics and physical media, game consoles,
Games. Cameras.
records,
Laser discs.
and a bunch of just junk in bins.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to go try to find. See if they have any of those real good special finds for very few dineros.
Real good.
Get comfortable, drink a whiskey,
Or a shochu with some seltzer water.
and we're just going to jump in.
Yeah.
Here we are in the Shimokitazawa Hard Off on a rare snowy day in Tokyo.
Yeah, it's like once every year at the most, if that.
If that.
Yeah.
Let's head on in, and you see this really nice looking audio equipment when you first walk in the store.
Which is pretty common at the Shimokitazawa Hard Off, I feel like. They
Yeah.
have a lot of audio, music, equipment kind of stuff. Ooh.
All these things in the cases, you're very unlikely to find a super good deal. We checked the boxes for something cool, but it was just phone cases.
Yeah.
An old iMac for pretty cheap, and just kind of your basic run-of-the-mill used laptops. Here we have like Blu-ray players, Laserdisc players sometimes you'll find here,
Yeah.
DVD, VCR, that
Yep.
kind of stuff, media players. Oh, here we found some mini disc players.
Yeah, mini disc players. It's still a thing that I feel like is not popular by any means.
I mean,
but
that
there are
one's-
still people who use them in Japan. It's
That one's like $50 for a mini disc player.
I think there was some artist that I saw on Twitter that actually released something recently on a mini disc.
And here's an $800, looks like homebrew audio something or other with a bunch of vacuum tubes.
Which is really cool, but
Yeah.
really expensive. And there's another one, even more expensive.
$2,000 vacuum tube
Crazy.
something or other.
Yeah.
And here's a Technics turntable that I was actually kind of tempted to buy for like $60.
You kind of milled on that one for a minute. Oh, look at that. That was nice. That was intense.
And speaking of record players,
Yeah, there you go. Look at all
there's
these
a
records.
huge ass record selection.
There's some really cool, like, old records at pretty much every Hard Off.
But this is actually, those are laser discs, I believe, because that was
Oh, yeah.
Tokowa Tsuraiyo, the famous, what's his name, Torasan series of
Yeah,
movies from
that
the
sounds
70s.
familiar.
Kind of peeking around, maybe looking for something interesting. Really what I was looking for was any of the YMO people or their associated
Yeah.
friends.
Yellow Magic Orchestra is amazing.
Yeah.
I love
But
them.
I don't think I found anything that day. Okay, speakers.
Hmm.
This is where I got my speakers. I have some Denon speakers that I think I paid about 4,000 yen for the set. And
Some
they do
really
the
nice
trick.
ones, yeah.
And some old PCs, but nothing really interesting.
Yeah, I'm still looking for a PC-88, and you never see those in Hard Off.
So here's for you music people.
Yeah, Shimokitazawa Hard Off, I think, has like some of the better instrument selection of about any Hard Off I've ever been to.
A lot of nice stuff, a lot of expensive stuff.
Expensive is what I would use to describe most of this, yes.
Guitars, not really anything I think either of us were looking for. They have some pretty cool audio gear. I also do a podcast, if you didn't know that, called Tokyo Explosion. So occasionally I'll look there to see if they have any cool microphones or mixers or things that I could use for that.
Yep. Keyboards.
Cool, like keyboards and synthesizers. Again, something that maybe somebody else will have to say, hey, that's a thing that I like.
We're going upstairs now.
Heading up to the game and junk floor. Junk is the key to Hard Off.
Junk is the key.
If you're going to
Absolutely.
find a cool deal, I mean, imagine you work in this retail job, you work for Hard Offs. Sometimes it might get busy and you don't even have time to sort through everything. And they might put something in the junk section that works, but they just didn't test it.
There is stuff that's just plain broken in there. That's true. So you got to be careful what you're grabbing. But I feel like a lot of, especially media, software, games, and CDs and stuff, end up in there because it's not worth their time to test it, or there's not enough of a margin on it. It's cool. You find some really good stuff. I buy a lot of games in the junk section at Hard Off.
So here you can't really see it. That was some little Famicom clone thing that I was
Yeah.
also considering buying for 1,500 yen, but I don't know. I can find a real Famicom for less than that, I think.
Yeah, all these old systems, PlayStation 2.
Yep.
I'm always really, really wary about buying junk hardware, though.
Yeah, this thing. The mission
what is
stick.
What do you do with it? It has two...
Maybe like some kind of flight simulator or
It's
something.
really
or other.
confusing.
And it was for the Dreamcast, right? Is that what
I
it
think it was. It was a while ago that we went, so I don't really remember what it was for.
I don't even know what that thing is.
Yeah, there's things that you run into that you literally...
Oh, it's a like digital DJ something or other.
Yeah.
Just all these digital mixers. I'm sure none of them work.
If you're going to be getting junk hardware, it's probably better to get older stuff, like stuff that's easily fixable. Look at that. It's a 3,200 yen monitor.
Fancy Apple monitor. Those things used to be super expensive.
Yeah, like hundreds of dollars. It's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
Put it on my phone. It's good. It's what I always do.
But it's just I don't know. I like the look of that thing. It looks like maybe it would have been used in like a point of sale
Yeah,
system.
definitely. It looks like something you see in a...
Could be a
register.
good prop or something.
So what we're looking at now is boxes of cables. Just various audio, video, and like tons and tons and tons of cables. essentially.
Sometimes the little interesting things will get mixed in with that stuff.
Yeah, I've bought controllers a lot. Because if a controller looks good, it probably works. And it's surprising how good condition you can
Just
find.
count the pins. That's the secret.
Count the pins.
I know PS2 controllers, a lot of times it's missing one of the pins.
Oh,
and that
that's
makes
why it
not
doesn't work? Oh, wow.
So if you check the little connector, just make sure it has all of its pins.
Damn.
PS2 controllers have 9 pins. I don't know about others. But
Now we're looking at game software. PlayStation 1 games.
I don't think there's anything too special. I mean, IQ goes for a lot of money in the US, but you find it everywhere.
Yeah,
here.
Intelligent Cube.
People will like pay you to
It's
take
like 100 yen. In the US, last I knew that game was going for like $100.
I was really eyeing that Mina no Golf 3, I think, for PlayStation 2
That's a
for
fun
100
game.
yen, but I do like golf games. I ended up putting it back, sadly.
Lots of PS2. I think there's a lot of PS2, a lot of PS1. I guess that's true even outside
Have
of
you
Japan.
ever played one of those Derby Stallion games? Those are
No.
also everywhere.
It's just a horse betting game. It's gambling. There's
It's like
a lot
a
of...
betting sim.
Yeah, basically. You put money on the horse and watch them race, basically. Which, horse betting is a huge thing in Japan. Like,
They have bins and bins of CDs. I'm
It's
sure you could
insane.
find something cool there if you just took the time to go through.
but it would take a long time.
So here's camera-related equipment, but
Yeah.
sometimes, a Game Boy might get mixed up in there. You never know.
It is cool to look in there and see, like, old film cameras.
It's cool stuff, but I don't think I'm going to be getting into film anytime soon.
Yeah, but it's interesting to look at it at least.
Moving on to the games section.
Yes, we're finally into the...
One of our main focuses in these stores.
Yes, there's some DSs. Down here is where all the really rare stuff is. Anything in a case is going to be, like, valuable stuff.
A lot of, like, in good condition boxed Famicom games.
Yeah, I think...
Famicom Disk System games.
Didn't they have, like, a Castlevania? There's a GoldenEye there.
Yeah, they had Castlevania for the Disk System.
Which is sweet.
I wish I had a Disk System.
That's another thing I want. Yeah, look at... I'm, like, losing my mind here. Because I think they have
R-Type.
Salamander. Yeah, there's Salamander in the box there. I mean, like... So cool. It's
cool stuff, but it's in the case, so you know that they are going to charge pretty much what it goes for.
Yeah, and usually anything in the case is going to be like 2,000 yen plus, which is not cheap. Final Fantasy 5? I feel like Final Fantasy 5 is everywhere, so I don't know why it was in the case.
Yeah, that's
but
weird.
There's Salamander. That's a sweet shoot 'em up. It's Life Force in the US, by the way. It's made by, like a sequel to Gradius. Kind of, sort of. Spiritual sequel, I guess. But yeah.
So yeah, we were just drooling over stuff that I think was out of our budget. that
Yeah,
day.
stuff we'll never really probably be able to buy.
Tons of old Wii's and Wii U's.
So many Wii U's.
I'm waiting for Wii U's to drop down low enough because there's a lot of good games, good modern games on there that are going for super cheap.
It's true. The problem is that by the time the systems go down in price, it's going to be probably when the games start to go up in price.
Yeah,
I feel like.
So maybe I should just start buying games.
And then wait until the system goes down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing with Switch now, is I'm picking up Switch stuff. Look at that sweet controller. You turn it, you twist it to,
What would you use that for?
like racing games, you tilt it, like you take your right hand and you left hand and you twist them in opposite directions to turn right and left.
What's it? Neocon?
I want to say it was for PlayStation or something.
Super Famicom that they're charging primo prices for. PSVR.
PlayStation
Be
VR.
cool to have.
I would love to have one of those. There's a game series called Daizetsume Toshi, which is like disaster survival game, and the PS4 version that finally just came out has a VR mode that I'm really, really interested in. Yep, here's some more amps and stuff.
Just like
computer stuff.
Cool looking. I don't know what a lot of this stuff even is, but it
it's
just
really
looks cool.
And this is interesting. A lot of hard offs have it where you can test things. They have a little plug-in, and you can pop over here and plug a thing in and make sure it turns on. There's no way to test the video or anything, but you can at least make sure that the power turns on and off.
You can't see what we're looking at, but we found it's like a dental macro camera set.
Yeah, in a
used
box.
for dental photography.
Yeah, it's crazy. Trying to look through the viewfinder, and that didn't work.
Yeah.
That's not where the viewfinder is.
Oh, we tried again.
There it is. Nope. Oh. All right. Well. Oh. Nope. Okay. Never mind.
Just kind of a shot in the dark there.
It was really interesting though. Like,
it'd be cool to buy it and take weird macro photos around Tokyo, but it's film and film's expensive. You have to deal with that.
Now we're getting into DVDs, which
you found something that you wanted.
Yeah, it was Game Center CX, which is a really cool show where there's a guy named Arino who's a comedian, and they've been doing this series for like 20 years or something crazy like that now. And they take a game that's like an old game or even some really terrible ones, and then he has to beat the game. And he'll do it for like days. He'll just be locked in a room, and he'll like have one of those Hiei pizza things, like a little thing you stick on your forehead to help you cool down if you get a fever, and like snacks and like energy drinks, and he'll have the staff there on hand to like give him hints.
I kind of wish we would have bought that. We were thinking about it. It was 1,500 yen.
Yeah, which is reasonable, but it's just like I couldn't justify it. Or there's some Star Trek. That's cool.
I think those were like 5,000 yen or something crazy.
Full series are really expensive in Japan.
And there's a little Xbox One and Xbox 360 section,
which is
Xbox never picked up here. So if you have one, you can get those games cheaper than they would be on PS4.
It's true. Some PS2 games,
Star Wars Battlefront, Super Street Fighter. That's some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they have a decent PS2 selection. Oh,
and here's GTA.
Didn't you buy this?
They had this, and we're about to see Vice City, and that's one that I did pick up for like 350 yen or something.
Which is reasonable.
It's a game that I might, jump in a couple times.
Yeah, lots of PS2. It's true at a lot of stores. I feel like there's just a ton of PS2 stuff.
It's a good system to collect for in Japan.
And especially now, most of it's cheap.
Yeah, dirt cheap.
Yeah, compared to like PlayStation 1 and stuff. Super Famicom is like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturn's a cheap system too, I feel like, but that's just because there's a lot of games on there that are not all that popular, but still good. But the really good stuff on Saturn is all 2,000, 3,000 yen plus, typically.
Hey, look at this. A game that's not even out in the U.S. yet.
Oh.
Already being resold. Judgment Eyes.
Yeah, and it's
the
Yakuza with that famous idol boy.
Yeah. Ooh, Dragon Quest something or other.
Dragon Quest 11, which is apparently really good, but I want the 3DS one because you can actually go.
Oh. And a game I really want to play.
Shadow of the Colossus, PS4 early release. It's got to be gorgeous.
It wasn't quite a bargain enough for me to buy it at Hard Off.
That's where I am on Dragon Quest 11. I'm waiting for it to get down to like 2,000 yen. Nier Automata, that game's incredible.
Yeah, it's still like 6,000 yen.
It's going to stay that price for a long time. Oh, is that? That's some, it's that RPG series where all of the game consoles are little Japanese anime.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. What's it called?
Like Neptunia, something or other, I think. I actually played a good chunk of the one that was released in the US, and it was interesting. It was fun. Like, it's not a bad RPG. Senran Kagura, yeah.
A lot of Vita and PSP games. Like, I want to pick up a cheap PSP as well.
Yeah, I still am debating whether I want to sell my PSP to you or not. Oh,
nice.
There's me. Look,
you found
3DS games.
3DS and DS games.
And I think I was looking for Space Invaders Extreme.
Yeah, you were.
DS. I'm still looking for that.
That's Lode Runner.
Yeah, the one that you
really
didn't buy it that day, but that was Lode Runner.
I bought it in Machida, the same one for like half the price.
Hell yeah. It's because the Machida book off rules.
It's real cool.
Nintendog. You have a real dog. You don't need a Nintendog.
That's right.
It's so funny that you debate over paying 100 yen for a game when literally, again, we're going back to the food example, but you pay 5 times that for one beer.
It's more about the shelf space at this point. Like,
yeah,
that's why I'm more than price when games are that cheap. It's like, do I want to keep this in my apartment?
That's what I wanted. I was like, Dragon Quest 11, it's 2,500 yen. It's not quite cheap enough. I think it was like 2,500, 2,600. Just like 500 yen cheaper, I probably would have picked it up.
And this, I would say, is a pretty small game selection as far as book offs and hard offs go.
Oh, okay, so what I was just pointing at there is all of the brain training study
the
material
education
games.
games.
It's so bizarre. Oh, what?
Saturn games.
Saturn games.
And you see that Sorcerer Kingdom
Yeah.
box? That was there forever, and I just saw a random person I follow on Twitter buy it and said, I just went to Shimokitazawa Hard Off.
Sakura Tyson. I've been wanting this for so long, but I can never find it for like a reasonable price.
And it was actually in frame on the glasses.
Good job. You got lucky. Death Crimson is one of the worst games ever made. Just a heads up.
We should play it sometime.
We should. Sentimental Graffiti. That's another sequel to the. What the hell is it called? I don't remember. Oh well. It's another Denison game. Man, Saturn's it's such a weird library. Like,
And I have a Saturn now.
I know.
Super excited
We're
about
gonna
that.
definitely try and find some stuff when we go to another store. All them PlayStation 1 games. Look at all that stuff. So much of it. That's the Tomb Raider that I just saw. What's that? Can't see it. Cool. That's Puyo Puyo. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I bought that.
Dragon Quest 7. Dragon Quest 7 is at every single game store I ever go to. Always. Tomb Raiders with an S, because Japan.
This game is everywhere too. I think it's another one of those like brain training types of games.
Yeah, boxed Famicom and the 64 and Super Famicom stuff. Pretty cool. I love how they put them in little baggies.
Yeah. Really considering this one.
Superstar Soldier. That game is sweet. That's such a good shoot 'em up.
But I don't have a Famicom yet.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where if I was going to get one, I'd want to get a Model 2 with the dog bone controllers. Because the white and red one, as cool as it looks, the controllers are hardwired to the system.
And
like,
it comes out the side.
and it's only RF output.
And the cable's really short.
Yeah, so Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn.
Zach bought me one of these in Nagoya for half that price.
Yeah, and I think we had that conversation when I picked that box up and like you looked at it. I was like, you were debating, and I was like, I'll just buy you one if you want one. So I did. Independence Day on VHS.
Oh, I have a VCR now that I found on the street.
Yeah.
So that's
Do you
another
know
thing
if
I
it
can
works?
start looking for. I haven't tested it yet. We'll
Do
see.
you have something to test it with?
No.
We gotta
Let's
solve
find
that
one
problem.
today.
Sweet.
We found
Cool.
a bunch of cool looking VHS tapes there.
Yeah, they have a lot of them. Not at this one, but you run into hard offs that have a ton of VHS tapes sometimes.
Oh, and we have a little bonus here.
Yeah.
This little book off
It's kinda-
selling shop, I guess. It's mostly, I think, because Shimokitazawa is a pretty fancy area.
Yeah.
So it's a place for people to come to sell their like name brand clothing and stuff,
Yeah.
and then they bring it to other book offs and sell it.
So there's a lot of like art books, like
Fancy people stuff. But there's a tiny little game case.
Yeah.
I always check these for Game Boys. That's usually what I'm looking for. Or the off chance that they might have like a US version of the Super Nintendo Classic.
I was over here being like, check out this idol stuff, you guys.
Yeah. Zach's into booby books.
Pretty much. That's Moga from Dempagumi. She left the group out of nowhere, and it was real awkward and weird. Can't see it, but she's there.
We'll keep it safe for work
Yes, that's it.
so we don't get demonetized.
Yeah, that would be bad. But there it is. We
And
did
that's it.
Yep.
Now let's look at what we got. I ended up getting Grand Theft Auto Vice City and this Puyo game for the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I didn't get anything, but I helped him make a decision.
And we had a great time.
It was awesome.
So not a super cool haul necessarily, but hey, that's hard off in Shimokitazawa.
I definitely feel like it's the kind of hard off where you go and just look at stuff, be like, what's this weird thing? I don't get it. And that's, most of the
That's how the
experience.
game is played, man.
Yeah, man.
Just look at weird stuff, even if you don't know what it is. If it looks cool, if it strikes your fancy, breathe it on in with your eyes.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
This is our very first video, so if you could subscribe and share and comment and all that stuff, it'd be great because we'd love for people to actually watch and like and enjoy
Yeah.
things that we
And
had fun making.
talk about your own experiences, not even going to stuff in Japan, even just thrifting anywhere. Talk
Yep.
about it.
And check back in on the channel in a week or two whenever we publish the Akihabara episode.
Akihabara. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
See ya. Shima. Okay. So, ready? 1 and